So to start, we're going to start with Frieren, episode 17. It's titled Take Care. And basically, Sign finds out where Mr. Gorilla Warrior went. But now he has to make a decision on whether he's going to stay with the team or bail and go find his homie. And they get caught in a little blizzard. So to start, we got a new opening. It's a little mid-season opening switch. The new song is called Sunny or Haru, and it's by Yorushika. And I thought it was kind of a bop. What'd you think, man?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It definitely felt like, okay, I think they're giving a little away, because you know how some openings show what's going to happen in the future episodes? They kind of did that with this opening, where they didn't do it in the other one.
Yeah, I was very distraught when I saw about 17 characters I haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah.
I was like, we have like 12 episodes left, guys, or not even, right? We have 7 episodes or 10. I don't know. I think it's like 28.
I think it got thrown off. Yeah, because there was 4 episodes, so I think we have 28 technically.
But so we have 11 episodes left, and it looks like we're going to get introduced to a lot more characters. So that has me pretty excited.
Yeah, I don't know if it's technically spoilers, but I think I know where we're going and why we have so many characters being introduced.
Hopefully it's a big battle.
No, I'm not going to say anything. I haven't read the manga, but
you've gotten the spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be fun. So to start with the episode, it basically starts with Sign trying to make his decision on whether he's going to chase after Mr. Gorilla Warrior or continue on with the team. And they're like, oh, let's sleep on it tonight. Let's go back, get another cabin. We'll stay for another day. And sure enough, a massive blizzard hits. And being up in the northern tier of this fantasy country, I guess blizzards last a month.
Yeah.
So they get shoehorned in this cabin for a good bit of time. And, Frieren's not too mad about it. She likes to chill. And she says there's a magic shop in this town with a shady old man who sells legendary spells. And to get into these legendary spells, they don't seem so legendary. They seem like ones that I would want as somebody who does laundry.
She said
she can get rid of mold and oil stains in clothes.
Yeah, that seemed like the most useful spells. I was like, man, give me some of those. I'll take that.
But like, does that fit your definition of a legendary spell? Like, I'm sitting there like, she's gonna rain lightning and shit. That's legendary. Not like, oh, you spilled some oil on your shirt. Let me get that for you.
Hey, she's speaking to all the homeowners out there.
True. Yeah. Or just anybody who is a klutz with food and just covers their clothes with it.
No, but in all seriousness, when she first said legendary spell, I thought she was like gonna talk about some like crazy holy magic or something, or to defeat demons, but then they cut to that and I'm like, yeah, that's typical Frieren.
Yeah. I was like, wait, are we gonna figure out how you killed the demon king? Like, what's going on here? And it's like, nope, I just had a stain on my dress, so here we go. But I absolutely loved Fern, where she was like, this is the most useful magic I've ever learned.
She was honest, man.
I mean, hey, man, if you're going to use magic, you might as well have useful magic.
Definitely.
But after that, they decide to stay, and Frieren's like, this will be good. There's a magic shop. There's a pub. We've got options. We can do some stuff. And during their little extended stay in this town, Fern and Stark get in a little fight, a couple's quarrel. And Fern asks Sign to mediate it because he's a priest and priests mediate fights. And I love this scene because Sign was like, are you sure that's what I'm supposed to do? Like, I didn't see that in the job description. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, Frieren's handing out the CV and everything, but I think she honestly didn't want to deal with it as part.
Oh, no, definitely not. That is not Frieren territory right there. She's not going to step in between a lover's quarrel. She's too old for that. She's wise.
But yeah, the tensions, between them run no pun intended, hot and cold. I mean, they're what, teenagers, opposite sex, figuring out your feelings. I get it. I get
Yeah.
why they're like that.
Yeah, it's funny to watch. And like when they come back to the cabin, you see like pouty face
Oh my
Fern
god.
just staring at a wall, and you see Stark like just defeated looking down at the ground like behind her, and it had me laughing. I was like,
Yeah.
this is like the slice of life introduction for people who haven't watched slice of lives.
Yeah, I loved it. I think I tweeted out another year, another Fern pout face.
But yeah, so after that, we get into Sign's mediation of this little tussle we got going on here. And he kind of gets to the bottom of it. Basically, what happened is Fern had touched Stark's face, and Stark went to return the favor, and she didn't like that. She didn't like that. And so Sign's getting down to the bottom of it, and Stark realizes that he shouldn't have done that. And it's like, I'll apologize to Fern. And Fern is like, I just didn't like that he grabbed my shoulder so strongly. And I'm sitting there laughing. I'm like, Fern, man, that's the embrace of a man's man.
Yeah, I honestly think she just got flustered and reacted in anger. I think that was the first emotion that came out when she realized who it was.
Yeah,
Because I think she would have acted differently if like Frieren did that. She would have been like, Frieren Sama, stop.
yeah. Well, I think like I don't think her and like Stark have had a lot of like physical interaction, I guess, besides like
Besides the dancing.
yeah. So like I think
don't
she was
think
just
so.
I don't think so. So I think she was just really surprised at how strong he actually is. I mean, the man can mow down a mountain with a battle axe. So like it's got to be pretty tough.
Yeah, dude, 1v1 to dragon. Oh, man.
So after that, the sign gets it resolved. They say they're sorry and they make up. And after that, we kind of get into a scene at the pub with Sign and Frieren talking. And Sign's like, why did you want me to actually come on this journey? And Frieren kind of goes into her reasoning behind it and how she saw Sign as in like a similar position as her before she joined the Heroes Party. And I thought it was really cool that she brought this up and says that she was just like him before Himmel got her to join the party and did that for her. And in that scenario, Frieren really got to understand what it was like to have friends and go on this adventure. So she was trying to return the favor with Sign. So I thought that was really cool to kind of get him to take that step forward.
Yeah, it kind of, I didn't realize the parallels until they brought it up. Frieren was this very powerful mage who was just kind of living in the woods by herself, kind of not doing much. And Sign was a really great priest living in the small town, very talented, but likes to drink, likes to smoke, likes to gamble.
I was going to say he's talented, but I don't think he fits the definition of great priest. He's
we're splitting hairs here.
He's got more vices than I have, and I'm a bit of a degenerate. So,
yep. But I do think that she saw that this man's very talented, and I think he needs to leave this town and go on an adventure.
Oh, definitely. And so after all this, the blizzard finally ends, the winter is over, and Sign makes his decision that he's going to go after Guerrilla Warrior. And they say their goodbyes, and they were really fast. I was surprised by this, how it was like,
Yeah.
peace, literally just deuces, and then they went their separate ways.
I did not see this coming, honestly.
No, I don't.
Like, it left me speechless. I was like, wait, he's no. That's literally what I did.
I was like in the same boat. I was like, wait, why did you make me learn so much about this guy just to kick him to the curb partially? Like after like what, 3 episodes?
I'd have to look at the episode log.
Like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
But yeah, I thought it was cool though that Sign was going after his original goal and he didn't change his ambition to stay with the party, which is probably the easier route. So I thought it was cool that he was kind of like manned up and was like, I'm going to stick to my goal here. I'm going to go find my boy. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I'm just a little nervous for him because he's by himself and he's not like he's as powerful as Frieren is.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous.
Yeah, honestly, in the hierarchy of power in that group, I'd probably put him at number 4. I mean, Stark's a badass with a battle axe. Fern is a low-key savage with magic. I mean, she took down like a demon lieutenant. And Sign had problems with a Hell's Paradise-esque plant. But like a very low caliber one, like Frieren took that thing out in 2 seconds.
Okay, so I just looked it up. Yeah, episode 13 is when they met him.
Okay, so yeah, 3.5 episodes.
Yeah.
So and like he didn't leave until the end or the beginning of the next episode. So like it was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, very quick turnaround. I'm curious if they do this thing where we get to see Frieren, Fern, and Stark do their thing, and then we get like a cutaway to what he's doing, and they just kind of bounce back between, like kind of like Mushoku Tensei does that a lot.
Okay.
Where it shows you what different characters in the world are doing.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be interesting to see them do that, but with how this is already a pretty slow paced show, I think that would make it even like slower paced, if that makes sense. Unless they cut out like if they go to Sign, they cut out like an episode of walking we would have watched.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, there's a lot of walking in Frieren now that I think about it.
There have been some episodes that I've watched and I'm like, why did nothing happen? Or like, why did nothing of any importance happen? But it's just like the slice of life culture applied to like a fantasy world, it's what happens.
Literally.
But so shortly after they go their separate ways, they're walking through a winter wonderland. And of course, Fern ends up getting sick and she comes down with a cold. We learn that Frieren can do some holy magic of the goddess, but just simple stuff. She can't use high caliber magic. She can't like identify like really bad diseases, but she can identify the common cold. So they figure that out and they understand what they need to do to find the right herbs to basically make a medicine for Fern. And they take her to this little farm that used to be in a pretty big village that Frieren had visited in the past with the hero party. And they stash Fern there to, get some rest. And her and Stark go on a little adventure to this icicle cherry blossom tree to find some magic mushrooms, not the kind you guys might like to partake in. I don't know what you're into. So a little different. These are healing mushrooms, not psychedelic mushrooms. And her and Stark go on this adventure. It's a pretty long walk to get there because they start in the morning, and when they get there, it's dusk.
Yeah, it takes all day.
Yeah, that's a solid walk. And when they finally get there, these mushrooms are massive, and her and Frieren and Stark are talking, and we get a little flashback to Himmel, and they go into why Frieren was holding Fern's hand to bring her comfort. And they go into when Frieren did this in the past, before they left the house, Fern was embarrassed because she thought Frieren was treating her like a child. And they go into a little bit of a flashback, and Frieren was basically had a similar situation with Himmel, and Himmel held Frieren's hand to make her feel comfortable when she was sick. So that was kind of like what Frieren's learned how to handle these kind of situations, which good for my girl. She remembers a lot from the past because that was ages ago. And basically, just goes into it. And Frieren thanks Stark and tells him that she'll start wanting to start doing what she wants to do. And I was a little confused by that because that didn't really line up for me. Like, did you understand what she was going for that?
Well, first of all, I like how these flashbacks to the heroes party is just Himmel risen up for Frieren the whole time. That is the best part of those.
Oh yeah. Do I look handsome holding your hand?
Yeah, the smooch.
Savage.
I don't know. I didn't really understand that line either. Like, does that mean she wants to explore her own passion, or I? Because maybe she held back with the heroes party and what her saying how the journey went, things like that. I'm not
Yeah.
too sure.
One of the things I thought was everything we've seen Frieren do is based on a past interaction.
Uh-huh.
So maybe she's going to start trying to expand who she is more. But I feel like that's kind of tough for a 1,000 plus year old elf. Like the old saying, you can't teach a dog new tricks, or an old dog new tricks. And well, Frieren's a pretty old dog at this point. In our sense, she's over 1,000 years old. So I think she's going to start exploring herself more, which is what I thought it was.
Yeah, I wonder. Does it get to a point where she learns all the spells she can? Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much magic that exists, right? And it seems like they learn most of their magic from demons.
yeah.
So like, if she exterminates all the demons, is she gonna start making her own magic?
She could. I mean,
Or is the magic the friends you make along the way?
yes.
Frieren's looking for the One Piece, folks.
Everyone's gonna find it.
Before Luffy does.
I need someone to edit Frieren, Fern, and Stark on a ship for me. Now I need to see it.
Just them on the Thousand Sunny.
Frieren Sama.
Put a straw hat on her with her elf ears hanging out the back.
Oh my god. Sanji would lose his mind.
At least while she looks young, she's old as dirt. So that gives Sanji a break here. This isn't like a 14-year-old princess.
Oh my god, seriously.
But the episode ends with Frieren making the magic brew that is this medicine, and she is standing over a cauldron with like the funniest face. One of the funniest faces I think I've seen her make.
God.
But Stark's like, you look like a witch. Like she's over this giant cauldron mixing it up.
Oh god. Yeah, those faces are so great.
I love the way that it's like kind of like a chibi face, but it's not. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah, Crunchyroll messed up because they dropped the avatars for him to change your profile, and I was like, "You guys messed up. You didn't do the pout face, and you didn't do the Frieren like ooh face." It's like, what are we doing, man?
Oh, speaking of their faces, when they were going on their journey to this tree, did you see them when they were huddled around the fire in that cave?
Yeah.
It looks so sad.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, Fern gets better and they leave this little farm, and that was the episode. So it was a pretty good episode. We got a nice little flashback and we got some fun interactions with Fern and Stark, but I'm kind of sad Sign's gone. Like he was one of my favorite characters in the show just because he's like a degenerate with a really good heart.
Yeah, it was sad to see him go. I mean, they had the party complete. I was like, all right, this is our group. This is what we're doing. Party of 4. It's a Final Fantasy game. And then all of a sudden, you know what? The storm kind of changed me. I'm out. I'm like, what? I thought this was part of your thing was a side quest on the journey.
Yeah, well, that's what I think I was saying at last episode. They're like, do you think do you think Guerrilla Warrior is going to join? I'm like, nah. We are following video game rules here pretty hardcore.
Mhm.
Like parties are 4. You don't have a party of 5.
You can't do that here.
Unless it's Pokemon, that's a party of 6, but you only get to send 1 or 2 out at a time. Like, and frankly, Frieren doesn't have a bunch of balls around her waist full of Fern and Stark and everyone. But yeah, I'm curious to see if Sign kind of comes back into the fold. Because if you think about the map, they're going to the left. Sign's going to the right, but if they continue north, they'll probably intersect.
Yeah, they'll intersect.
So I'm curious to see if I think Guerrilla Warrior died. I mean, that's just my thought. It'd be tragic, but this show hasn't had a lot of happy endings.
Yeah, that's my. I mean, it's been 10 years. I'm pretty confident he is not alive.
Yeah, if you only go 3 villages in 10 years, which they've done in like 4 months in this Northern Territory, like, you're not a very good hero.
I mean, all it takes is him to get jumped by a bunch of demons.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
That or a giant plant monster that puts humans to sleep who don't have holy magic.
That too.
So, yeah, I guess we'll find out if they meet up. You want to get into Mashal?